stop.
Hello and welcome to Eccentric Gaming. Now today we're going to be featuring a new camera setup. This camera right here, this steering wheel, them pedals, that monitor, that PS4, that PC, all combined. Elgato on that to record my PS4, to record this monitor, this camera to record this steering wheel. Complicated? I know. But here is an epic review on the ThrustMaster 150 PS4, PS3 and PC edition of this. Now we're going to be playing Project Card on the PS4. Now, the reason why we're going to be doing this is because this has a lot of functionality. So, I've already configured all the buttons. So this is your L3, R3, and they are ignition and start engine. And this one is change of view, that is handbrake. We have look back, we have curves, we have brake bias, we have handbrake. These are your share buttons and your option buttons. This is your bog standard PS button that takes you back to the home screen. This is your headlights, window wipers, and these are changing your map and stuff. And obviously these are the gear up, gear down, and brakes and accelerator down there. So you won't be able to see the brake and accelerator, unfortunately, but I have actually adjusted them slightly so you can adjust the actual angle of them. So say if they're like that, you can flip them round so they're kind of like that. So it's better to push down. And we're going to start in this race. We're going to be interior camera, and we're going to be trying the 5-lap race I think I'm on. We're actually at Alton Park, the island circuit. We're in the McLaren, and we're going to be testing this steering wheel. I've actually used the steering wheel a few times, and I really like it. I'm just getting used to it. It's got progressive braking, progressive deceleration. It's all a really good steering wheel in turn. Yes, some people say, oh, the motors are too loud, but I don't find the motors are actually too loud. People also say that the changing gear and changing down and up are too loud. I do not think they are. So, let's start the review. So, we're already in last place. There's 21 places. We're going to try and get into the top 10. Whether we can or not is a different story. I'll bit of break in there, bad bit of track cuts in there. I'm really sorry. Got a warning for cutting track, and there we are. We're out back last. But we'll be able to get a few places here. Because the manual on this game, it gives you a few extra seconds in shifting, a few extra seconds altogether in the game. So you can actually get faster lap times by going manual. Now, a few downfalls with this, the actual steering wheel of this. Now, it can like vibrate quite a lot, so your monitor can wobble. Some people say that adds realism. To me, it just annoys me because, especially with me with a small stand PC monitor, it wobbles everywhere and it's really annoying. But that's really the only downside to this, apart from the pedals, but they aren't linked to the steering wheel. The pedals, you can do endos if your feet aren't long enough. You can't like lift the rear end up. Whoa, why is braking on the circuit? You can actually lift the rear end of the brake up. I don't find that because my feet are actually long enough. I've actually seen someone who's pressed the brake really hard and it's just done some massive endo and they've crashed because they weren't looking at the pedals. So, the gears are brilliant. They're really responsive. Yes, they are loud, but I like it. It gives a bit of realism, and I also like it because you know you actually changed gear and you've not mispressed it because you get a little click when you press it. The motors, yes, they can be loud, especially when you crash, because they like to say the game likes to try to correct itself and spins the steering wheel. The motors will spin inside. Yes, that can be quite annoying, but on the other hand, it's actually really good because you know that the actual steering wheel is actually working, which is all good. The other thing is when you actually start this steering wheel up, it does do a few spins on the motors, which are really loud. But other than that, it's absolutely brilliant. The buttons are in perfect places for you to actually. Brilliant. We're in 10th place and we've caused a massive crash. Getting to gear 1. We haven't actually lost the wheel, which I've actually lost the wheel in this game before. With the steering wheel, it does make it bearable. And the reason for this steering wheel can actually do 180 degrees of spinning. So when you lose a wheel in the game, it wants to constantly turn left. Say you've lost the left wheel, it constantly wants to pull left because of the brake on the floor. You can actually make this steering wheel go all the 180 degrees to the right and keep it in a straight line, which is really handy, especially in one of the mad race cars, the F1s, and the actual wheel falls off because they are open wheel races. The response of the steering wheel is brilliant. So say you're drifting or you go around the corner and the rear end kicks out, you can quickly pull back on the steering wheel and it will give you instant feedback. Now the progressive braking and acceleration is absolutely brilliant. Lift off acceleration and a bit of power. get the rear end kicking out to show you that the response there was really quick. As I say, new camera setup, so I'm hoping you're seeing the steering wheel alright. My arm isn't blocking this lovely T150 steering wheel from ThrustMaster that works on PS3, PS4 and PC. So I've just got this yesterday, so I've had a little bit of training on it. I say training, I just mean flying around the track. I've tried this on Dirt Rally and wow, it's hard. Because the game is so fast and it wants a quick response, you've got to learn the steering wheel. So I suggest if you have got a game like Project Cars, come on Project Cars, learn the steering wheel, learn how it likes to work, learn everything about it, and then go on Dirt. Because Dirt, as it actually says, it's one of the best simulation games for rally that is out ever. And I completely agree with that. Because it is very realistic. You are actually using a controller very hard. You've got to learn the controller before you can do anything on Dirt Rally. But as we are on Project Cars, the realism on this game is brilliant. So if you press the brakes too hard, you can squirm out. I've actually got brake bias on my steering wheel to adjust, but I don't want to adjust it just in case I adjust it too much and we go skidding off. Now, so, to continue with this steering wheel, it is a great steering wheel. If you want a steering wheel that gives you force feedback, gives you everything, great buttons, great response to everything that you want, you just go and get this steering wheel. It's absolutely brilliant. Yes, the motor's alarm. I understand that, but it's part of the feel of the controller, the way it vibrates, the way it pulls back if you get grass, the way it changes gear, the click, the way the brakes work, the progress is absolutely brilliant. So if you want to progress from a controller to a steering wheel, this T150 is the steering wheel for you. And you see we've lost some places due to a little crash we had, but that is absolutely fine. But like a Sport in front is going really hard. Should have changed down then, we have lost a little bit of speed, and I also was pressing the brakes slightly. But it's not too bad. Second gear, I'm going to go for second gear. Ooh, no. Bit of slide there I felt, tap on the brake, change gear. I feel I can get this like a Sport on these this one lap actually I'm on now, which is, so we've got the Porsche on there, change down into first actually. We can get some good revs out. Ooh, bit of a bash from the Porsche there. That was a bit of an unfair bash, but we can get past it. The only problem I have with Project Cars is the actual response of the reverse. So if you want to flick down, you can't press down straight into reverse. You have to brake, reverse, and then you get reverse and brake. You can't get the responsiveness that we actually need from the game, in a sense, doesn't allow you to get into reverse. It's nothing to do with the steering wheel at all. It's just the game being the way it's designed, the way the realism is kind of good. But like on old games, when you could flick into reverse and do a massive burnout, that is what I miss. That's the only thing that is annoying. You can't do massive burnouts on this game because of the way the traction controller and the brakes, everything works on this game. So you can actually do brake with full throttle and it still go forward for some reason in some other cars, and I'm not quite sure why. Even the rear wheel drive ones does it. It's kind of strange. You can't do the steering wheel one-handed because of the way the motors work and the way they are quite powerful. Now, I'm going to demonstrate here the full 180-degree turn. So as I say, when you lose a wheel, you can lock it like that. There's the motor noise, and you can't do the same the other way. It does say not to turn using that, so if I let go back, it does say not to turn using that for some reason. I'm not quite sure why. It says keep your hands on the blue bits. The reason I think is because you can't change gear as easy, and it's easy to change gear and easy to turn. I rest my thumbs in there. Great button layout. Love the ignition that's set up here. You can change mode. You just flick these around. I think so that can be down, that can be up for some reason. Not quite sure why. Flick it to PS3 mode. Plug it into a PC, add the drivers, it's all good. Overall review, it is brilliant steering wheel, and just give great response during the corners. It's really easy to use. It's just like a normal controller, just with an added steering wheel and motion effect. The gear changing is really good. Great response. The brakes are great, except for the endo thing that it does sometimes. The acceleration is great. Everything about this is such a great steering wheel. I would advise go and get one of these. This is the ThrustMaster 150, that was Project Cars. I've been into Gaming.